Washington, D.C. Conference of Mayors is meeting over the weekend, and on their agenda, obviously, is how they may bring back resources through the new Obama administration. How they may be able to bring resources home that will affect our lives in our cities and in our towns throughout this nation. I first want to thank the coordinators of this 24th annual Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. celebration. They do a fantastic job every year. The YMCA of Greater St. Louis, of which I am a member, although I don't look it. Please join me for a round of applause for Gary and Zenia and the crew from the YMCA of Greater St. Louis. Back in the gym sometime soon. I'd also like to thank the sponsors and certainly the dignitaries that are here today from the city and the state, county officials. You all bring tremendous resources to us, knowledge and wisdom, and we thank you for your efforts. Ladies and gentlemen, today we together stand at this place and at this time on the verge. The question we must ask ourselves is on the verge of what? As people around this nation, and as we gather here today in the city of St. Louis to celebrate the life and legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King on what would have been his 80th birthday, we are also celebrating the upcoming inauguration of Barack Obama, the first African-American president of the United States. His inauguration comes at a time of great challenge. The economic uncertainty that falls upon us is something many of us have only read about in history books. Families throughout our city, as indeed the entire nation, are facing home foreclosures, robbing them of their savings, their credit, their dignity. People are faced with factories closing, layoffs, businesses are shutting their doors. In every city and town across this great country, parents are faced with a decline in public education, robbing our youth of a chance of one day moving up the economic ladder and decreasing our competitiveness around the world. And yet, as I sat on the couch with my wife and two young daughters on Saturday, watching that Amtrak train carry the president-elect across the Northeast, I could not help but have hope and optimism. Hope for now that we can pull together as a nation, and hope indeed for our future. The future that Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. envisioned many years ago. Could this nation, this state, this city be on the verge of greatness? Our time, as President-elect has told us many times, our time is now. But not our time of race, although I'm extremely proud that we have elected an African-American president, but rather our time of good people working together, making our nation, our state, and our city strong in a time of change and uncertainty. Not our time of bigotry or class warfare, but our time where members of society can agree to disagree peacefully and respectfully. Understand that at the end of the day, the only way we're going to be able to deal with the critical issues facing us is by pulling together. On Saturday, at the Amtrak train stop in Baltimore, President-elect Obama stressed that he and his administration will try a lot of different approaches to move our economy forward. And he gave us one caveat. He said he may also make some mistakes. Simply, we must understand that in this case, that if this monumental task is taken up, from health care to employment to housing to our most monumental challenge of all, public education, there are going to be some missteps. But our challenge is not to be discouraged. Our challenge is to stay really resolute and focus our attention on the task at hand, improving conditions for those less fortunate. Martin Luther King Jr. stated that the check given to African Americans by this nation was marked insufficient funds. Certainly few will deny that. But by working together, staying vigilant, and understanding that each of us has a duty and an obligation to the whole, maybe finally we can begin to collect on that check. Thank you all for showing up here today. Thank you for celebrating Martin Luther King birthday, and I hope you have a wonderful and honorable day. Thank you.